are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
she just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch," for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go.
A ball sack station. That's what a business owner looks like. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers. This is a podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between. My name is Callista, and this is my very best friend, Lou.
That's me.
Right here next to me, we've got an exciting episode ready for you guys. But before we get into that, what does your gender feel like today?
So today, my gender feels like a comet.
Wow.
Yeah.
A comet. Mm-hmm. That's really great.
Yeah.
I love that. A comet.
Also, my Jurassic Park hoodie.
Yep.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
to the realist.
I know, that was rough. My gender today feels like, oh boy, like a dusty cabinet.
Oh no, you're back to being dusty.
It's just, you know what? I've realized that like part of winter is, I'm shocked every single time this happens. I'm just a lot more tired than usual because it's cold and I just like, all I want to do is nap and
You're
sleep.
supposed to nap and sleep right now.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm just like, cold and I just feel a little dusty. So that's all right
That's
though.
nice. Yeah.
I mean, nothing's wrong with me. There's just a little bit of dust on me.
Yeah, you're like in the middle of hibernating.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got woken up from your hibernation.
Exactly.
But the other day you were really, really excited.
Yeah, so, we should probably get into what the episode's about. Today we're going to talk about Matariki, which if you are one of our United States clients, you probably don't know what that is. And we're here to tell you what Matariki is. It is the Maori New Year. And it has rejuvenated us. You said something about how it made you feel that I really resonated with. It was like we get more. Yeah,
so I really liked it because we're, halfway through 2026.
Yep.
And I have found that I like to do a check-in around the 6-month part, like it was up on our calendar. And then we just were busy and we didn't. And it's hard because it's not like New Year's where it's kind of collective. Like everyone's like, okay, this is New Year's.
So it's almost like intuitive that we do it on New Year's.
Yeah.
Because everyone is doing it on New Year's.
100%.
Checking in and having resolutions and stuff. Yeah. Totally.
And I was really sitting in a place of but the first half of this year and the back end of this year looked completely different.
Yeah.
For me. And really kind of struggling with that where I'm like, but I can find that I get really stagnant.
Totally.
But it feels like right now there's supposed to be a rebirth and a reflection on the last 6 months and then a looking forward to the next 6 months. It feels like a new year to me, especially with it being cold and then with solstice happening. And so I really resonated with the fact that this to me feels like when New Year should be.
Totally.
Because last year with it being in the middle of the summer, it didn't feel like that. For us, January 1st is the middle of summer. So I was like, this doesn't feel like it. And so it also the ADHD, I want to hack my way through everything, really resonated with the fact that I'm like, wait, so you're telling me that if I celebrate New Year's twice, I get 2 years inside of 1 year because I have this first 6 months, which genuinely felt like a whole year. And now I have a whole other year before next year starts.
Yep.
And the idea of having new, just goals and ambitions and really appreciating what I've already accomplished, but being able to sit in the fact that hey, the tail end of a year and how we typically view it doesn't have to feel like this kind of dragging, slow, and we're just trying to make it to the next part, but instead you can go into this back end of the calendar year with a lot of energy.
Yeah, purpose and having, I like that you said that too, because I feel towards the back end of the year, it's really easy to kind of lose steam and be okay, or if you haven't lost steam, you've accomplished, hopefully, I mean, optimistically accomplished a lot of what you wanted to do within the year, and a year is a long time. So to break it up into 2, I think really helps us be a little bit more concrete with our habits. So if we spent the first half of the year as well working on health and working on fitness or whatever it is that you might want to do, working on spending more time being creative, et cetera, it's nice to be able to refuel and be like, okay, remember what you wanted 2026 to be about.
Yes.
For me, I feel like, it helped me really like refill my gas tank, because again, it's like, it's really easy to just float on through for these the next 6 months. You know, after the first half of the chapter, it's really easy to feel like, okay, well, now I'm just floating.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be a little bit more grounded and anchored, and also like have a direction for the next 6 months. That's what I like about it. But we got invited by Rainbow Hub Waikato to join them in their Matariki night. And they did these worksheets that we fell in love with, and we wanted to share it with on the podcast. And these are reflection and also looking ahead. So I'm just going to read a little bit of like what they had said. So Matariki is a time to reflect on the year that has been, celebrate the present, and look ahead with hope and intention. Take a few moments to think about the questions. There are no right or wrong answers. This is your own personal reflection. And I just wanted to give a really big thank you to them for inviting us out, because again, like this like really refilled my cup, and I don't know, made me feel like I had access to my gas pedal again. Because again, it's really easy to just be like, oh man, like it's dragging on, you know, the later half of the year is dragging on. So looking back, I can start with the first question. I'll read it out loud, and then you can answer, and then I'll answer. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So looking back, this is the reflective part. What is one thing you're most proud of from the past year?
I would say the growth of the business.
Growth of the business.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do you want to, how?
Well, I mean, we moved to New Zealand and knew literally nobody.
Had no friends.
Yeah, no
family.
friends, nothing. And then here it is. We, have been here for a little over a year, like coming up in a year and a half. And we are fully like part of a community. We're going out. We had meetings this morning with some local unions, and to be able to like just participate in the community and like let the activism in us like actually thrive. And also not have that like backlash that we had in the States, where it's like every time you try, you're just getting like doors closed constantly. Whereas here it just feels like home, but also like it's not just like, yes, we're tattooing more, but also we just have more opportunities to be a part of a larger like network and community that I'm really excited for.
Sense of community is strong here, absolutely. And we've like been able to really integrate ourselves in the community. Wow. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to think of, because I think I keep forgetting that, like, again, we started out with zero.
Yeah.
You know?
When you look and you're like, hey, we started out with zero, and then this is how far we've come. It's a really like nice place to kind of be like, okay, I'm proud of what we've accomplished, and now we get to kind of move to that like what do we want to achieve over the next like year.
I love it. That's beautiful. I forgot how beautiful your answer was. Full disclosure, we did go through this worksheet together beforehand with Caboose. It was a beautiful family moment.
Yes.
I of course did not write an answer that was as beautiful and as gorgeous and poignant as that. My first thing I wrote was getting faster at grocery shopping.
Which is great. There you go.
Because, again, when we first moved here, I, like, there's no brands that you recognize.
I'm sorry, you just broke me. So you started up there, and then you started...
Because I thought that I wouldn't have room. Because I was like, oh, shit, it's 4 questions. So I didn't think I would have enough room for all 4, and I didn't.
I mean, yeah, you did. That's okay.
Lou is...
Your paperwork is... I can't wait till you get to question B. Or the second question, because this paper 100% shows this.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I wish.
Wow.
I'm sure we'll pop up on the stories what they look like, but anyways, I said getting faster at grocery shopping, because I did not recognize any brands here in New Zealand, and back in the States, like I've been loosely tracking my macros, but it's different when you have to reread everything and find like the more macro friendly version of everything. So yeah, I am that bitch. Literally I was turning over the labels, looking at 2 cheeses, just comparing numbers, and then taking one, putting it down, taking another one, looking at the numbers, putting that one down. It was fucking wild. And now I'm a lot faster at grocery shopping. I know what's friendly, and I know what's like, more bang for my buck. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm most proud of from the past year. I also wrote eating beans more. So that's something else.
Why are you proud of beans? Educate the people.
I'm proud of beans because it's different nutrients, and also we all need to eat more fiber. And beans are really good for you, and they're filling and they're delicious. So, and I used to not eat beans as more often as I do now.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
They make me feel good.
I will read the next question.
Okay, cool.
What have you learned about yourself?
I said that I have learned that I am type B and that I am fun.
You guys, I'm broken.
Yeah. I
need you to
all my 27 years of life thinking that I was type A, but not really. It never really sat with me that I was type B until like maybe a few months ago that I was like, oh fuck, like I started getting these like really funny like reels on my thing that's like, oh, your type B friend stressing you out for no reason, and I laughed and I was like, wait a second, I do that.
Yeah, I'm the friend
that's getting stressed out for being like, bitch. And then everyone in the comments is like, yeah, but then somehow everything always works out for them. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so me. That's so me. And then I realized that I think I'm a lot more type B than I thought. And what I had realized too is that it was kind of like, okay, obviously this is not the same, but this is the only experience I could directly correlate it with. Was I grew up obviously thinking I was straight and thinking that it was normal to like want to kiss your girlfriends. And that was just a normal fleeting thing. And you'll get over it. You'll like stop wanting to kiss them. But that's just like a normal thing. Your friends are so beautiful and you just want to kiss them. And then your crush, fades away. Turns out I wasn't straight. And it was the same thing about being type B. I kind of just assumed I was type A up until literally this year. So this year I have learned that I am type B.
I'm broken. Do you want to describe to people the difference between type A and type B for anyone who doesn't know?
Oh, yeah. So the difference between...
If you're not into personality types, they're probably like, what the fuck are these?
I think the type A, type B, obviously it's a really big umbrella term. Mm-hmm. So obviously you could be both, yada, 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 whatever.
Yeah, I'm type A. She is type B.
Is the friend who is organized, the friend who... schedules, the friend who has like a clean backpack, the friend who knows where everything is, the friend who like has a concept of time and direction. That is type A. Type B, I'm gonna try to say this without shit talking because I know there's other type Bs out there. We tend to be more disorganized. We don't have a concept of time. We're very impulsive, like flying by the seat of our pants. What else? Some of us really struggle with like scheduling and emails. That's me for sure, for sure. What's a nice thing to say about type B?
Type A, we're like writing in the lines and we're following the worksheet. And type B, we're drawing over the entire thing and we've got words going every which direction.
There's the questions, right? I wrote the first question's answer on top of that question instead of using the bars for the...
Yeah.
It would drive type A crazy for sure. And then there's doodles everywhere. So type B is that.
Yeah. And if you are a type B person who wants to have a good life, then you need a type A person to make sure that your life is functioning. And if you are a type A person that wants to have a good life, you need a type B person to give you stuff to do. And because it's satisfying organizing stuff.
It sounds like we hate type B people, but it's all...
No, I'm not. No, it doesn't.
Always down. Oh.
No, I'm not finished.
Okay, continue.
You need a type B person, so you have stuff to do, because there's a level of you, like inside of you, that needs to fret, that needs to be mad that things aren't perfect, so you get the beautiful satisfaction of tidying. You also need your type B friend to give you permission to be impulsive and a little bit crazy, because on your own, you're less likely to do it. But if they're like, oh my God, I'm like chaotic, just chaos incarnate.
Right.
And then they're a little bit afraid to do something, you find the courage to be like, I'll go talk to that person because you can't. And you're the person that carries that basket a lot. So you really need both like types of personalities.
Yeah,
it is one of the few times where I will say that like opposites attract, where it's like, okay, so I like to do this, you like to do that. And like you're set if you do this in a business sense, but you also both acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses.
That's good, yes.
So that way one person isn't like, oh, I'm mad that I'm doing everything, but instead you appreciate what you're capable of and you appreciate what the other person can do. Mm-hmm. So I don't think we're shit talking. I think you should journal about why.
Well, I just couldn't like come up with I don't want to say...
Oh, the great stuff about type Bs?
about type Bs.
They're super fun.
I'm fun. I did write that I'm fun.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Mm-hmm.
They also just have access to like don't get me wrong, I'm creative, but I'm creative in a much more like structured and rigid way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a lot more loosey-goosey. And it gives me permission to be loosey-goosey.
There you go.
So that way I can be like, okay, cool. I've done all the planning and now I can actually relax because this person knows how to pivot and relax.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I get with my type A type friends,
Mm-hmm.
if something goes slightly awry, they cannot relax. They're freaking out where it sticks very rigid. Once the plan goes fucked, you're fucked. Whereas with my type B bestie, I can just be like, okay, well, that didn't work, so let's pivot. And so it's taught me to do that as well.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you
it's
for,
great.
Thank you for standing
I would
up for our type
hate
Bs.
you if you were type A.
Yeah, I feel like we wouldn't have made it this far.
No, would never work out.
Somehow I just assumed that I was always type A. All right, number 3. What are you most grateful for this past year?
Ooh, what am I most grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. I just keep talking about like community.
I love that. No, it's good.
I'm most grateful for like where we are because I know that all of this is temporary. Like, you know, we're in a rental house. We won't always live in Hamilton East. Like, we don't know that for sure. There's a solid chance we won't.
Mm-hmm.
And so for these years that we spend in this community and like knowing our neighbors and just the like silly stuff of like, it's, you know, probably like 60 degrees in our house, if even, because it's an older home and New Zealand and Australia did not update their like housing insulation and requirements until the 2000s. So a lot of older homes are literally just like, I don't know, made out of cardboard and tissue paper.
Yep.
Much like my body. So
that's a whole other episode.
So it's just like really appreciating these like silly years of like we don't have a dishwasher. But like sitting in the fact that like this is what for us starting our life looks like, but knowing that like I walk down the street and I say hi to my neighbors and I smile at people and I know our like corner shop, we know them, like we are really part of the community. Like on the way to the gym this morning, you were like, oh, that's my dentist. That's his car right outside of it. And knowing stuff like that, where it's
really
like,
beautiful.
Yeah, just being a part of that, where we see our clients out in like on the regular, like we know the ice cream istas, because I don't know what a barista for ice cream is at Duck Island. And so when like, or we know the people that work at Rice Baby. So once we go in and there's someone new, we're like, hi, you're new.
Yeah, it's cute.
I really am grateful for like just being in this community, in this place at this time. Yeah, and grass, because I'm surrounded by grass constantly.
What a very present answer. You're true. I mean, we didn't have that kind of stuff in Reno. So.
No, there wasn't grass.
There wasn't grass. It's harder to form a community.
No, and I think Caboose said it really well, where like we were building a community around the studio. And it was really hard to like, for lack of putting it in a nicer way, to infiltrate other communities was really difficult there. And here, like Caboose and I are a part of the Hamilton Astronomical, I always fuck that up, Society. I always want to say the Astrological Society, and
astrology is very different.
They would appreciate that as much as I do. But like we are part of so many different communities within the larger community of Hamilton.
Absolutely.
And whereas we have a community around Cali Lewis in the States, I felt like that's all we had that we were building. And here I can just enter into pre-existing communities and it's just open arms.
Exactly. We've got like the book club, we've got gym, we've got like our queer businesses, we've got the union now, we've got like the museum, we've got the not astrology, the astronomy community. It's crazy how I don't know, I think like how different the culture is here.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm grateful for that too. What was I most grateful for? I said more time to spend with my best friends.
Oh.
Because starting your life over does mean that like I'm not tattooing at the same like level as I was tattooing in the States. I was really fortunate as an apprentice to start my career in a really busy studio that like already had their pre-existing clientele. Sorry, Guinness needs to go out. So
you don't have to announce it.
Well, she's so funny and cute. But yeah, I started off my career being really busy, which is like really fortunate and like honestly very rare for any apprentice. So this is the first time in my adult life. Guinness just probably walked back inside.
I think she tried to get up so she could steal my seat.
She's been an auntie's girl. Hello.
Oh,
sorry,
do not
Guinness
try to jump up there.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Anyways, yeah, I've had more time to actually like spend with you guys, and I'm really grateful for that. Cause yeah, I'm being present in the fact that like, you know, again, even like having Caboose around more often. Like,
yeah, with him in school rather than at work.
Yeah. At work, like we actually get to like have conversations, and like while we are all like, yes, spending time with each other, we're also spending time with ourselves. So I'm still learning a lot more about you. I'm learning a lot more about Caboose. I'm learning a lot more about myself. And then I also said, yeah, I'm grateful for, again, the time to invest and prioritize myself. And sorry, I keep answering more than one thing, but that is really...
That's that ADHD.
It's the ADHD.
And the type B, you're like, what is the assignment? I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to write down
I'm going to do what I want.
Yes. I need to talk about this. I am really grateful as well for the knowledge and the freedom away from the idea that romance is something that I have to have in order to live a very full life. Because I think, again, prior to this year, I was like very much in the matrix and convinced that like, this is the last box that you have to check. Like, you know, and it would like haunt me at night where it was just like, gosh, like you just really like, what if you don't find anyone? What if you're always meant to be alone? And now it's not a scary thing. Now it's like a beautiful thing. Now I'm like free from the chains of like, I don't know, having it to be like a thing that I need. And now I'm free from that. And I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of my experience. I'm a lot more present with my friends when I go out. I'm a lot more present with myself because I'm not just thinking about like, oh, what if I meet someone? No, who cares? Fuck that.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that. Okay.
That's amazing.
Last question for our reflective section is there anything you're ready to leave behind as you begin the new year? I love that question.
I said, I hear puppies making noises. I said, leave behind the stress of like figuring out how it'll be okay. Because like I carry a lot of stress around like making sure that like we're good financially, making sure that there's like security for the business, making sure that like everyone's health is good. And just like trying to prevent problems from happening. Because I tend to be very like future focused. So like I'm always yelling at you guys about nutrition because your future self will appreciate that. And just kind of trying to find more peace around that. So instead of like constantly in a problem solving mode, being like, hey, we can like chill a little bit more. Like they got them, like they'll be okay. And if they aren't okay, it's not just your responsibility. Because I know that's where it comes from. It comes from the fact that like when you grow up with parents who are not stable, you then can like internalize that instability. And especially when things go awry, it directly affects you. You're like, okay, so I need to make sure everything's good because it's going to come back on me. Yeah. And like, quite frankly, I watch so many people where like in, you know, the case of like Caboose and I were married and the husband does not take care of himself. And she spends the last like 15 to 20 years of her life taking care of him because like medicine will keep you alive, but it won't continue that quality of life. And I think for me, that's something where I'm like, I would rather people just like be good themselves and not have to be like, hey, how much fiber have you had? How much water have you had? Like, how many hours are you sleeping? Like, not have to monitor that.
Yeah, totally.
And then also not have to like worry about like, are we constantly growing as a business? Like this month was like the same as last month. What are we doing to improve? So
absolutely. Do you have any steps of what you're going to take to continue to not, or is this just the entry level of like, okay, I'm really going to bring this energy into the new year and focus on that and figure it out?
I think it comes down to like, for me, it's like Caboose and I have been working on that a lot because if you are married, you know that this can often be the case, that you have essentially one pusher and then one follower.
Yep.
Of like, as he's able to communicate more of like what he's doing to take care of himself and like kind of like reverse the roles and be able to start taking care of me, it's allowing me to be like, hey, it'll be fine. Like, it will be okay. Like, he knows how to do these things and he's now implementing them. So that is like helping me be like, nope, it'll be okay. And just kind of like wait for things to show that they're good instead of like the first little slip up. I'm like, oh no, this is proof that like you can't release the reins.
Absolutely.
Because I really struggle with that. And like, I haven't had much in the way of people like necessarily proving me wrong, where I'm like, this would be better if I did it. Like, this would be easier. I know what to expect. Like, it's just better if I'm in charge. So to be able to be like, nope, I don't have to like monitor it in order for it to be okay.
Yeah, totally.
And looking for that evidence of like when things work out to a satisfactory level and that I wasn't in charge of.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Because then it like allows people to also like kind of prove to you and grow themselves and prove to themselves, instead of like, it's hard when like, I mean, it's hard on both sides, but like when you're relying on someone who is always has the reins, then it's like, now you can't prove to yourself that you can do it, you know,
Absolutely.
when all of a sudden it's gone. So then it's like mutually beneficial for both people. Yeah, that's good.
What about you? What is something that you're ready to leave behind?
I said that I'm ready to leave behind self-abandoning habits I find that I do in like new relationships and or friendships. So like, I think that like when I enter in like a new thing, it's really easy. And this happens to everyone. You get really excited and like your like routine kind of goes to the wayside because you're like, oh, this is a new thing. Like, I'm pouring all my energy into this. But then it's really easy to like find yourself in this like resentment cycle of like, great, like I didn't advocate for myself. Like, I wanted to create more art this week, or I wanted to do this and I didn't actually advocate for myself. And now you're resentful for that. So, yeah, I'm excited to be able to like decenter other people and start centering like myself and making sure that like, okay, whatever is like actually benefiting my life in the long term, that's what I need to focus on. Like, yeah. So that's what I'm ready to leave
and
behind.
what's making you happy in the moment as well.
Exactly.
That's like what's making you happy and not looking towards others. Like
yeah, exactly. Because it's really, I think also that comes from childhood too, is like, you get a lot of your happiness from the external somebody being happy, but then like, it's not until a few days after the situation that you're like, I'm so exhausted by that.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like, oh, fuck, like I was doing this because I was back in these old habits of like, I just want to make sure that like this person's like happy. And then like, I'm constantly just like, again, resentful or exhausted by that. So yeah, having to like relearn like, who am I and what do I like and what do like genuinely, is this something that I want to do, or is this just something that somebody else wants me to do? 100%. And that's why I feel this way. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yippee!
Okay, so we have 3 questions in the looking ahead.
Yes.
So we've reflected on like what's working, what's
not working. Yeah.
And like really sitting in like how much has happened over the last year. And because I now see years in 6-month increments. So for me, it really does come down because a year is way too long of a period of time. And I'm trying to get the most years out of each year.
Absolutely.
So when I talk about like this next year, I mean until January 1st, because at this point, my like years run from the beginning of January to the end of June.
Period.
And then all over again. So looking ahead, what intention would you like to set for the year ahead?
I wrote down that I would like to stay focused on what's good for the business and what's good for me. That's the intention that I want to set. So that way I can just keep my eye on the prize, basically. Yeah. I always say shoot for the stars, but you better fucking aim. And I feel like, yeah, now I just really need to focus on aiming.
As the wise words say, shoot for the stars, but you better fucking aim.
Period. You have to be intentional about it. So yeah, that's the intention that I'd like to set for the later half of this year. How about yourself?
I wrote down find more fun ways of self-expression and get weirder. Because
get weirder.
Get weirder. That's my advice. Get weirder. Because if you are watching on YouTube, you will be like, oh shit, she's a bald baddie. And I'll give a really quick rundown of this. This was not intentional. Like, I mean, it was in the fact that I wielded the clippers, but that was after a series of horrible haircuts. And then I kind of stood and was like, you don't look or feel anything like yourself, like the last really bad haircut. And the only way to salvage it was just to like buzz it off.
I can attest.
Callie can verify.
I know there are some people out there that's like, no, you could always stop. No, there was no coming back from this.
Like, I had sent her a picture. She was currently getting her hair done, and her hairstylist is like, how far away are you?
Yeah.
And I already knew that I was like, there is no repair of this because I looked like a really shitty Backstreet Boy, which was not what I was going for, because what I was going for was pink. Yep. So
we wanted pink, not a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, I did not want Lance Cook or whatever his name is. Lance Bass, that's what it is.
Lance Bass.
I was thinking of the Cook Islands. I was like, it's a fish. I was like, the Cook Islands. There you go. So, but I, and so after a couple crash outs and some time being really sad, because let me just be real clear.
Goodness.
The way in which people look at you when you shave your head is like my experience for this. So I can't speak for everyone. My experience has been that people look at me like I am sick, and I am currently going through some like health shit. So then that's extra triggering. But like there's a lot of pity, and that's a emotion that I don't deal well when people like put that on me. And they also look uncomfortable. And as a very empathetic person, that's really hard to sit with. So I realized that in order for people to know that I am not sick, and also that I am not a skinhead,
that's true.
I am going to lean into just letting like my makeup and my expression and my like self-expression just get weirder, and like kind of redefining what like feels comfy for me in the way of like just going out and be like, you know what? I like to do a stripe on my face. I like to do like random shit. And without my hair to be like my connection to my femininity as a non-binary person, I'm looking for like other ways to connect with that. Which is weird because I don't consider makeup to be something that connects me with femininity. Makeup just connects me with like artistry. But I kind of see it as like I have more canvas and different ways to play than I had before.
Hell yeah.
Because like I get frustrated with her because she'll do dope ass makeup and then her bangs go right in front of it. And I'm like, that is putting a curtain in front of a painting.
Yeah, you've lost like half of the painting.
Yeah, I'm like
3/4.
Yeah, like the painting is now covered. Yeah. And so I'm like, you don't get to hide. So you may as well take this like expression, because I am not a draw on paper kind of artist. I've never been. I've always liked expressing on skin. And so taking that and being like, hey, let's like push this and make it so that way it becomes a period that instead of looking back on these photos and I'm like, oh my God, that time that I had to shave my head, that was crazy. It becomes, oh, that time in which your head got shaved, but then you really leaned into like whatever this next, because I'm going to be 40 soon, what this next like half of your life looks like.
Yeah, it's like your entry level, like I'm excited.
I'm basically a brand new baby, you guys.
Very
bald ass head baby.
You're gonna unlock like a different skill set, a different talent, because I'm sure that like with embracing the weirdness, like you're gonna like find different ways to again do makeup or express yourself in different like things like that. So you're unlocking essentially a new like set of tools, I guess. Yeah
That's what I feel. Is like I can either take this and be sad about it, and I was sad for like a week, but even the like extra millimeter of hair I currently have from like a week ago, I feel like, okay, this is much better. Yeah. So now when I look at myself, I'm not like, oh, this looks weird. I'm like, okay, you look like you again. Yeah. You just look like a different, like Caboose likes it because he's like, you look like Furiosa. But like, I look like a different rendition of myself. Whereas before, like when it first happened, I was like, you do not look like you. That was like a weird place to sit in. Whereas now I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I can rock this. Fuck and it like feels good. Yep. And it doesn't feel like as intimidating. So I'm not looking for like long hair. I'm not trying to grow it out crazy, but it's just something that's like kind of fun to like emotionally go through.
Yeah.
It did not feel fun when it first happened, but I was aware that it's like anything else that you go through it and you're like, fuck, this is going to suck. But you know that like this is going to end up being really dope at the end because something amazing and beautiful will come out.
And also, I mean, here's the thing. Like, you did say, like, when's the next time that you're going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, when right before you're about to shave it, you were like, I mean, to be fair, like, there isn't going to be another opportunity for me to just shave my head.
No.
You know, like, we're here now.
Yeah. And I understand you're probably like, technically you can shave your head whenever. And then I would ask you, when was the last time you shaved your head? And dealt with the social ramifications of walking around with a shaved head.
And also the true unearthing of like, what does femininity mean to you? And what does, you know, this unearthing of beauty standards and this unearthing of, it's a lot to go through at one time.
And I think like I haven't subscribed to like the typical beauty standards in like the terms of like, I don't love like long flowy hair. That's never my jam. I'm like, I bought a couple wigs because I'm having a lot of fun with like, again, play and being like, let's introduce a new way to like play. But even today when I put on a wig, I was like, oh, well, now your head looks weirdly big. So I have to like, I want to try to see myself in like as many different like lights. So it is very much like drag where I'm like, how do I play with this and like what this feels like for me?
Totally.
But yeah, it was more for me about like the not recognizing myself because the actual shape of my head is very different because I always have a pomp. So I think of myself as being very tall. And then all of a sudden I'm like confronted with my actual height and I don't like
There's
that.
no hiding your height now.
I'm like, I was height mogging, dude. What's happening? Now I'm just like flat on top.
Height mogging.
And then, dealing with the social ramifications of people like talking to you completely differently and moving throughout the world in a very different manner.
Absolutely.
And I think that was like my biggest thing. Also, because to be fair, y'all, I don't like attention. I don't like attention whatsoever. And being the bald one between the two of us means that people keep looking at me. And I'm like, I'm a vice president. I am not this type of person. I do not want all eyes on me. That's my worst fucking fear. So then I'm like, ooh, I don't like this at all. But if I just get weirder, then it kind of also allows you to like take that like back seat for the more palatable person next to me. And I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta really lean into it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. So, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can wear wigs.
And
they're silly,
they're
guys.
They're silly. They're great. I love them. I love that, like, the wig with the blue and the pink. That one
hair down to here, which was crazy.
Dude, that one's crazy. I can't wait to see how you style it. Because, like, I like the curls and stuff, but I know that, like, you're probably going to mess around with the hairstyle and whatnot.
I wasn't going to.
Oh, okay. Nice. Wear it out, girl.
Yeah, whatever is there is there. If it needs to be fixed, I'm giving it to you to be like, you fix it. I'm
not fixing it. It'd be cute to put little buns in it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
I would not remotely know how to do that with a wig.
I wouldn't either.
I need to talk to Rita. I need to talk to June.
There we go.
Like, somebody save me.
One of our many, drag queen friends, please help. Okay, the second question of our Looking Ahead segment is, what would make this coming year feel meaningful or fulfilling?
What did you say?
I said that what would make this year meaningful / fulfilling for me is figuring out how to push myself the way that I used to. I also wrote Be a Boss Bitch Diva. Accessing the gas pedal like I used to. And when we were talking about this, I realized, I was like, oh shit, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I've been playing on defense for so long and I haven't, like, been able to play on offense. Like, when we first opened the business in Reno, it felt different because, like, I felt like I had a lot to prove and, like, there was a lot of, like, just swinging, you know? I just came out the gates fucking swinging, and it was hard for me to access that moving to New Zealand because I made the great revelation that I didn't know what like passion looked like to me without spite, because now I'm leading with like I don't really have anything to prove. People around me are like, you're amazing, you're wonderful, your business is amazing, and you're wonderful. I know it sounds like really fucking conceited to say out loud, but
I don't think that's conceited. I think that it's because when you grow up in a place where you are constantly having to prove yourself.
Yeah, well,
when no one's asking you to prove
are
it,
talking down on you, even when they do admire you, they still are talking down on you. You know, like that's like, I don't know. It's just a very different cultural thing. Here, it's like people lead with love and community.
Yeah.
And so now that like I'm surrounded by love and community, like I really just don't know what like passion looks like to me without spite.
Yeah.
Without like that, like, yeah. So
I think that is the true difference, like, of like where we were on the West Coast.
Totally.
And then like where we are now is that like communal sense of that, like, but like you've never lived in that place. And I lived in that in the South, that like it was something that was, you built things out of love.
Yep.
And yes, you can pull into spite when someone's being a shit ass. But the spite that we pull into and like the frustration, anger is usually based around injustice. Whereas the whole world you grew up in was like very LA, every man for himself, stepping on other people because the like everyone's chasing that really finite dream of like the top, 1%, and you'll do anything to get there. And so it is that like, okay, even if I admire you, I have to squash you so I can like get ahead. And I am grateful that like I didn't grow up in that, which is partly why I really struggled there, where I was like, I don't like this thing that happens here where we can't just be like, but I want you to be successful. You want me to be successful because like, a rising tide raises all ships.
Yep.
But
there isn't community like that out in the West Coast.
No.
It is very like, even if you admire someone, you don't show it. It's very that. It's like that love is a very finite resource kind of thing, which it's not. Like you said, a tide raises every ship. But like, I don't know what that looks like. So I'm really excited to figure out what passion looks like to me in a safe environment in love. We also talked about this. Like, it's crazy different being removed physically from your hometown of trauma, from like your place of origin, where like so many bad things has happened to you, and also on top of that culture just wasn't for you. And like I always knew that like I didn't want to die in America, so like why would I want to live there?
Yes.
So yeah, there's just, I don't know. I again, over a year of living in New Zealand, I'm still figuring out a lot of what I need to leave behind in the States. There's so much unearthing going on. So I'm really grateful. Again, dude, I'm very grateful for these questions, because I would not have like been able to really diagnose that unless it wasn't for this worksheet,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
How about you? What did you write down?
Okay, so what I said for this coming year to feel more meaningful and fulfilling is more memory making. So like really inviting more like play like within the house and then also outside of the house. Like we went to a little hot spring a couple weeks ago, and it was great to just go on like a little day trip.
Yep.
And because even though we technically have like more time together, we're tired a lot, and so we don't always prioritize like fun. Like we tend to work a lot.
Yep. And
I really want to prioritize those like moments of fun. So like we started this thing last weekend where on Sundays we'll be phone free. And it was, except because I'm obsessed with cataloging stuff, I've made the one exception that if we have to, like, if we want to record something, we cannot record it for content purposes, which I'll talk about that in a second, because that, like, kind of helped me a lot, too. But we can record for, like, memory-making purposes.
Yep.
And so we found our old camcorder that Caboose and I have had for, I think, almost 20 years now.
Dude, nice.
And, yeah, so, like, we'll record some stuff on there, because it's just to, like, have these moments where we're playing. And we did that on Sunday. And it was great to sit with the fact of, like, okay, so I don't have my phone. So I've been removed from a lot of, like, abilities to work. And I did start to, like, I grabbed my tablet and I was like, okay, well, let me just, like, start answering emails via my tablet and, like, look for references and do stuff. And then I kind of caught myself and was like, I don't actually want to just move from a tiny screen to a medium-sized screen. I would like to, like, really be like, okay, how do I get, like, as screen free as possible? Like, if we're watching something, it's purely for, like, entertainment and we're all present watching it. And that allowed us to then, like, we played with each other's makeup. You had this great idea where you did one of my eyes, I did the other, and vice versa.
Yep.
And we I'd done really well with like, oh, I don't want to use my phone. And I was like, oh, I really want to record that because it feels connection to like inner child play. And I want to remember this like happiness that we have. And I get for people that are not obsessed with cataloging their lives, you can be like, oh, but you'll always remember that. But to be very clear, I have always regretted not getting more photos and videos with my dad. And not having, like, when we did have a camcorder when I was a kid, I don't have copies of any of those videos.
Totally.
And I would give so much to have those. And that's ever since I was little. I was obsessed, like I did photography because I was obsessed with capturing things. And having it cataloged so that way when I'm having moments where I want to connect, I'm able to, instead of just being like, oh, I think I remember what my dad's voice sounds like, I'm able to reflect and watch that. Like, I'm super grateful that we have so many videos that we have of Waffles, our dog that passed away in the US, because I'm able to watch those and feel that joy all over again. And that's also where I think, like, only having my phone used as a camcorder, allowed me to then not feel the pressure. So I did end up posting up our makeup and stuff. But when I'm recording, I wasn't thinking about like, oh, is this even lighting? Does this all match? Like, I wasn't thinking about what makes it nice and consumable for others the way I think about, and I'm sure all of us when we're like posting shit online are like, oh, what does this look like on the internet? Instead, it was like we had base foundation on and then we're just like talking to the camera and we're just being us. And then also because for parts of it, the camera wasn't there, we were able to play. Like we had whole characters. Our bathroom was our like salons and we had like, you had to enter and give a drink. And it was, we had a whole production. It was very much like,
all of a sudden we're doing improv. Like,
we're just play. And I think like for me, I know this is really long, you guys, I'm so sorry. But like really bringing in that like intention of like play and memory making. And like one of the things that I'd seen back to like why social media can have good stuff, on like a reel was like for the Plot Fridays. So like coming up like on Fridays, coming up with like, okay, what thing are we doing that's different? And just trying to like maximize the usage of like each week. So we make these memories to be like, look at like, besides all we have accomplished, look at how much we've lived.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was my very long-winded answer of like play inside and outside the house.
And that's what makes it feel meaningful and fulfilling. Yeah.
But also you guys, you should take your phone away.
Oh my God, yes.
It's really hard to do it by yourself. So props to you if you can do that. But I know everyone keeps talking about it, but it's a really cool thing to do, to be like, oh, I have no like podcast playing, you have no music playing, and the house is just like the noises of like just the home, and then it's quiet. It was super cool.
Yeah, it's really good for your brain as well. Again, you have to let yourself be bored in order to create, in order to do fun things. You were able to actually make content without the pressure of making content.
Yeah, I wanted to, after like I watched those videos and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute and so much fun. And then I was like, I want to post this, not for other people, but just back to that place of why I originally posted, which was like, I just want to keep, and the whole reason we have this podcast is because I want a video diary of this. And this is the easiest way for me to access it later. Whereas if it just goes on a Google Photos, it'll die. But then when it's on social media, I will periodically just go scroll back and then watch stuff from my social media. So I was like, I just want this for me.
Period.
Okay, so did you answer?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Third question. How do you want to show up for yourself and the people around you this year?
Do you want to start us?
Yeah, I can start us. I said, I want to, in order to show up for myself, I want to allow myself to see things beyond the perspective I used to see things in Reno. Because again, even though like, yes, you moved to a different country and your outward is completely different, I think it's really easy to keep the same perspective of like patterns, people, things, work ethic, passion, drive. Like, I think that's a big one for me for this like latter half of the year, again, is like redefining what passion means to me and like figuring out what like hitting the gas pedal looks like without like necessarily killing myself for it, you know, because it's not like it's not like it was a good thing back in the States. Like, yes, I miss that ferocity, but I do know that it comes with a really heavy cost of like my health and like my time and my emotions, and like it's not worth it, you know? But like I would like to find like just a way to access it in a way that like fits my lifestyle now. And that means, yeah, restructuring basically my perspective. So that's how I want to show up for myself. So yeah, just like allowing myself to think of things differently, and then like looking for, like, you have to do that intentionally, obviously. And then showing up for the people around me this year. I said I want to spend more time lifting my people up, and again, reminding myself that it is safe to like outwardly love people. Cause yeah, in like the house that I was growing up in, it was very like, we just didn't really show love in that way. And also if you did show love for somebody outside of your family, people would always find a way to like mercilessly like tear that person down. So that way you were reminded that they weren't that great to begin with. And I think that has made me feel like really private about my loved ones. And like, yeah, I don't want to be private.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. Everything. It didn't even matter. Like, that's why I'm so sensitive when people are like, oh God, your music taste sucks. Cause it's like, oh, like everything that I love, like is critiqued in my life. Which is silly, cause if you love it, then that's what makes it cool.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, how about yourself?
I said for like showing up for myself and the people around me was just to be more encouraging. So like, cause I'll think stuff. And I kind of have, it's weird because, again, it's that kind of like opposites attract part where I feel like I have the opposite, where the inside of me, I always want to be like, oh my God, tell them how awesome they are. Tell them how great they are.
Yeah.
And then I dial that back. And I think with you just saying that, I know we already talked about this like ourselves.
Yeah.
But I realized with you just saying that, the reason why I dial it back is because it feels very one-sided.
That makes sense.
So where you're like, oh, I'm like scared to like show it. Where I'm like, oh yeah, that does feel like quite uneven. And then that makes me be like, oh, I should pull back because like I'm either going to make them uncomfortable or I'm going to come in too big and too strong. And, or like, yeah, like I'm pouring in and they're like, this is not mutual. And so it like, yeah, like, but just to be like, you know what, if you want to say something nice, if you want to tell them you're excited, just do it. And like, you can talk about yourself the same way. So like being able to like, just express that more without the like, ooh, are they going to think this is like performative? Or are they going to think I'm trying to be manipulative? Like whatever that is. But to be like, hey, you're allowed to just express, where it's like, I am encouraging this, and just like, yeah, just express encouragement, really.
That's good.
So
for yourself and for other people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same thing for me, because like how I speak to others very much reflects like how I speak to myself.
Absolutely. Oh God, I can feel that.
Yeah. So if I'm very like outward with like, no, I can love like big and I can like show it and like feel very comfortable in that, then I'm also able to do that in myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Celebrating yourself and celebrating other people. Again, like the more positivity you pour out into the world, then the more you will receive it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
And that's the worksheet. So props to Rainbow Hub, because this was a really great worksheet.
Yeah, it changed my life.
We will put the questions in the show notes. So if you are not a show note girly and you haven't scrolled down and been like, oh, there are the questions, they're right there. But as we finish up this episode, what was your win for the week?
I would say my win for the week is probably just letting myself move through tasks and move through like, I guess like I'm trying to make decisions less, this is weird coming from like type B, because I just talked about being type B, but I feel like I'm trying my best to make sure that like I don't hold myself to a weird like limitation of what my decisions are based off of my ADHD, because that's quite literally like such a hard thing. I don't know if I'm sure other people struggle with this. I'm having a hard time like explaining it, but like it's hard to tell what you want to do when you're like, oh, but I need to do this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then it's like that split,
Yes.
like, oh my fucking God, like constant, the tab opening and closing, and not being able to make that decision of like, what do I want to do? How do I want to move the needle? So this week I've actually been like, I'm really grateful that this week I've been letting myself complete a little bit of a task and then moving on to a different task and complete a little bit of that task and then moving on to and then just completing those tasks when they feel right. And I've actually been able to get a lot done on my to-do list that way. So it's like,
that's my favorite way to do my to-do list.
Yeah, giving myself the path of like essentially least resistance while also knowing that like you don't have to like 100% this thing. Like it doesn't, like just do what feels good right now. So that's what that's my win for the week.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's like, it's genuinely.
Doesn't happen every week, but
yeah, one of the best ways like to be like, okay, you know what? 5 minutes on this until it gets bored, this and that. That's why my to-do list has that little box instead of like a check mark. It's like a progress bar. So I'll just fill it in.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, okay, I did like a third of this task. And then I can look at my to-do list as like a guide to just help me decide what I feel like doing. Or if I look at everything and I'm like, this is stupid, then I will add the fun task that I want to do and I'll do that. So that way I'm like, well, you still like move the needle in the like that place. Yeah, so yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear about that.
Thank you. Yeah, because it's tough. Yeah. Living in ADHD brain sometimes is really hard.
Yes.
How about you? 100%. What's your win for the week?
My win was your makeup.
Oh, nice.
When I did your makeup.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did
you have fun?
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I have so many other like ways in which I want to paint your face. I was thinking about, because I just want to be like, just surrender your whole face so I can go all the way across and do a landscape.
It's fucking cool.
Because it was it was a lot of fun. And so like that was my win, was I was like, that's super silly and cute.
Yeah, I'd love to do your face again. It would be super fun. I had a great time.
I can't believe you could fucking put eyeliner. I chickened out there, you guys. I was like, I can't do that. Oh, I guess I did do eyeliner. I couldn't do mascara. Yeah.
So you did great on the eyeliner.
Scary. Yeah. But then for today, my win for today.
What are you proud of for today?
Sorry, What am I proud of for today? Today, what the fuck happened today, you guys?
We actually did a lot. We went to work. We got no call, no show.
We did get no call, no showed. Which I think is the first time we've both been no call, no show.
At the same time, yes.
At the same time. I think it's only like the second or third time we've had a no call, no show. So like that was kind of funny. But then I came home and we're prepping for going to the US in 2 weeks. So there's like heaps of like correspondence to do.
Yep.
And I was going to do that. And then I realized that I was tired. And so I took a nap. And I'm going to be so honest. Every time I take a nap, I'm so proud of myself.
You do deserve to be very proud of yourself.
Every time I'm like, hell yes. Because it is a really hard thing for me to be like, okay, you are going to actually rest right now. And like, I was really stoked because I was just like, oh, I feel kind of sleepy. And then I went and laid down and I took a nap. What about you? What are you proud of for today? Because we did so much.
Yeah, we did do a lot. I'm really proud of actually not going to the gym today, which is a silly, normally I'm really proud of going to the gym, but today I just like, I'm feeling really beat up from yesterday, honestly, which is good. I know I pushed myself, but like I just really did not want to essentially do the same workout. Yeah. And I said, are you, like, I was like kind of thinking, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get a lot of joy out of this. Like I've already kind of done, it was very similar programming today. So I was like, I don't think I need to do this again.
Yeah.
I don't need to do like 75 more chest to bars. I'm fine. So that's what I'm proud of for today.
You said, my chest hit that bar plenty, Diva. I don't need to do that already. 2 days in a row.
No, but Perfect. I will hit it tomorrow. So
awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I'm proud of you for that, because it takes a lot to like, when you're in that place of like, I have to stick up with consistency to be like, oh, I actually need to like take a breather and rest and do other things.
Yeah. And I feel
find
like,
joy.
And I feel like I was productive today, and I felt joy today. I felt like I felt rested today. I felt productive. It was like, again, like the perfect blend, even though we got no call, no showed, which honestly is still like always really funny whenever it does happen. It's annoying, but it's funny.
Yeah. They rescheduled for Thursday. It's fine. They mixed up their days.
Yeah, they'll be fine. But yeah, I still feel like it was a perfect day of rest and productivity.
Yeah.
So
perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. If you write down your Matariki reflections, I would love to hear about them or see them. You can send us a DM. Otherwise, we'll see you guys back next week where we will talk about something a little bit crazier and a little less heavy. So tune in next week to see what it is we're going to talk about.
We have to do a serious episode every now and again.
We do. Yeah. We do for our own mental health and to balance out like what the discussions at home are like, because they are so much serious and then sometimes they're very serious. And then sometimes it's us ad-libbing that we own a salon and we are demon people. So thank you guys, and we'll see you back next week. Like, subscribe, all the stuff that you do to support channels if you want to do that. If you don't, that's cool too. Bye!
Bye, bye, bye!
Artlist.io